All right, welcome to Dean Bodie Show. Dean Bodie Show. How's everybody doing? Dean Bodie Podcast, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get podcasts. Dean Bodie Show, DEANBODI space show is our YouTube channel and DeanBodie.com website. Go there, you'll see our faces, our picture, the Boatster and myself. We're right there. You'll know you're in the right place. And we got the links on there to shoot you over to the podcast and the link to take you to the the YouTube channel. Oh, pretty organized, pretty simple and straightforward. That's how we do it. 800-878-9698, Bodie Hotline. She's listening to the messages. That phone's about to blow up anytime now, and she's ready, and we're ready at Dean Bodie. Got it? All right. We're going to be talking about some cool stuff today, but before we do that, come on. Good girl, Bodie. Good girl. Good girl, Bodie. She's the best girl in the world. Yeah. She's a good girl, Bodie. She's the best girl in the world. She's the good girl, Bodie. Yeah, she's the best girl in the world. Ho! DeanBodie.com. 800-878-9698 Bodie Hotline. Call, leave a fun message. Leave something cute. You know, a little story, a little memory that you want us to share. We'll bounce off of it. Believe me, we will. We'll go down that road with you. We'll go down your rabbit hole and ping pong off of that. Do a little sing-along. We'll share that on the podcast show, on the show podcast, and the podcast show. Be fun. Be fun. We go all over the place on our music list over here, Dean Bodie. Don't worry. You want to go classical? Boom, we'll do it. You want to go hip-hop? We'll do it. You want to put Eminem and do the Godzilla song? We're right there. You want to go Run DMC and blast over to Queen? Bump, bump, bump. Another one bites the dust. Bump, bump, bump. Another one bites the dust, and another one gone, and another one gone. Another one bites the dust, yeah. Hey, it's gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust. Wow. If you haven't seen the documentary with Adam Lambert on Netflix, go there right now and watch it. Unbelievable. They're bigger than ever. Not the Freddie Mercury, but they give much respect to him. It's so understood. But it's like the movie was awesome. Queen back in the day when I was in high school was how many hits did they have? We Are the Champions. Another one bites the dust. I can go on and on and on. Sing the bicycle song and all of this stuff. You know? And Bohemian Rhapsody. Oh my God. I mean, it's just like crazy cruising down the strip listening tunes, man. Or wherever you want to get yourself cranked up. Put the Queen on and you're ready to go. We're going to be talking about, listen, the adjustable pencils back in the day, okay? When I was young, we had these things, the Quak 11s. I'm not even going to try to spell it. I know we called them Quak 11. One lead out, push it on the bottom, new one comes up. One lead out, push it on the bottom, new one comes up. If you lost one of those leads, you screwed up the whole pencil. That was the only problem with that. But how fun was that pencil? I remember going from the real fat pencils. I don't know. I think we're coming out of kindergarten. We're going into the first grade. The pencils were fatter for our little hands. I don't know what the deal was with that. And when we made the transition to the number 2 pencil, it was almost like you were growing up. Not quite like getting your driver's license, but you felt another level. So the number 2 pencil, going from the big to that little one, was a big deal, okay? And if that teacher made you write, I will not talk in class 500 times, 1,000 times after school, and you went to that little pencil, the fingers would cramp up. The fingers would hurt. And you wouldn't talk in class anymore. I think they knew that was the case. That's why they made you do it. So, anyway, it was an adjustment period. We would do funny things like, on a previous episode, I talked about pencil fighting. That came a little bit later. But back in the day, I don't know, we're going like around, I don't know, I think, fifth, sixth grade. We're not quite junior high yet, which would be middle school in Lauderdale, but the numbers don't quite match up with Dade County, Broward County over there. I got news for you. Got it? Dade County, 10, 11, and 12 is high school. You go to Broward, Fort Lauderdale, 9, 10, 11, 12 is high school. What's going on? You're just 30 minutes away from one another. Who's making all these weird changes? Huh? So, we would take, I think we're going sixth grade here for sure. We would take off the end eraser with that metal thing on there. Got it? And we would take it, the wooden desks that we used to sit at, and you would take this thing on the edge of the desk, follow me here, and you'd have to push it up with some pressure, and when that thing hit the top, boom, that thing would shoot across the room. I mean, it would fly. If you did it right, I was pretty good at it, and I got in trouble for it. And I'd have to write, I will not shoot the pencil across the room 500 to 1,000 times, cramping the fingers. But it was fun. It was fun doing that. Another fun game was the paper football. Oh my God, it was an art to make the right football as a triangle. This kid can make the footballs, okay? And the ones, okay, let me explain the game first. I'm getting all excited about this. I haven't played this in forever, but this, again, should be an Olympic sport. Period. Okay? And just like tetherball, I said, should be, paper football should be in there too. Just like ping pong or whatever, the paper football should be dialed in. So you'd have to take your paper and fold it long ways, make it nice, and you'd go triangle to triangle, all the way down to the end, and make it nice, not too fat, not too thin, but you wanted to get it just right. And one person on one side of the table and a person on the other side of the table, right? And you would push it with your fingers, hit it, and the object of the game was to get that football to go right over the edge without falling over and sticking out on the opponent's side. Touchdown, and then you get to kick the field goal. Okay? You get to kick the field goal, and if you make it, there's another point there, right? But some of these times we would just do the field goal game. And you make the right football with the right thickness, and you get it on your knee, and you flick that thing. If you had some power behind your flicker, which I did, man, you could make some long field goals. I'm telling you, hours of fun. The other paper game, which was a little bit different, it was kind of more like this, you getting into the truth or dare kind of stuff, boys and girls kind of thing, and you'd make this contraption, and it would be like a triangle, and you would go do this kind of in and out kind of thing. Will Timmy go out with Lisa? Okay, you'd pick a number or whatever, and then you'd peel back, open it up, the triangle thing. Then they would point to the whatever side you'd wanted to figure out. It was like behind door number 1 kind of thing. You peel it back, and it would have something underneath it like, oh, this would be a good thing, or it's not going to happen, or whatever, and everyone would get all excited about doing this, making these games up. And you'd have to put your own stuff in there and make up your own thing, and ding dong, ding, boom. I remember that too. And that reminds me too of that string game we used to play with our fingers, and you'd have 2 people, and you would make this thing, and somebody would go in there and do it, and boom, and then the other person would come in and make theirs, and you'd go back and forth with this string game. And this is like old school fun here, man. It was wild. And all of this stuff makes me think about kids like that were the AV kid. You remember the AV kid, audio visual, I guess that's what it stands for, audio video. He would be the kid, or she would be able to go and get the projector when it was time to watch the movie in class. And they would get to wheel this thing all the way from the AV room on the other side of school practically, wheel it down the hallway and come in, and he was the AV kid. And he would come in, he would set up the projector, he would know how to feed the film into the projector and put it all together, and everyone was like, wow, this kid's like smarter than everybody. And somehow the AV kid was up another notch. Like everybody that's a kind of a cool gig to have. Me personally, and I'm sure there was other ones in the class that were a little intimidated by, I don't want to go and try to feed that thing in there. Because when it's screwed up, when you're watching the movie and the thing goes and then goes and screws everything up, guess who everybody points to? Nice going, Billy. And we got to start the movie all over again. Or if it just didn't work, or the projector would just go on a fritz. Oh my God, that old school stuff was wild. But the AV kid, man, he's the one that got to go down there. He got to get the cart. He got to wheel it all the way across the class. Hey, it was like a break in the action. Get out of the school thing, and you got to go on like a little bit of a free walk and go get it. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So thinking about pencils and thinking about these little paper games and paper footballs and the AV kid, you got to get into the category of the erasers and the pencil sharpener. Now, if you didn't have the Quak 11 and all that, you had a regular pencil, how did you not love going up to the pencil sharpener, putting that thing in, and that thing was on the wall, and looking at it, and then maybe it would break. You stick it in again, and then when that thing got full, you'd have to open it up, empty all the shavings into the dumpster, and put it back on. But the pencil sharpener was wild. But you could screw up about 5 times in a row and make that pencil about that big and be like, I don't have a backup. Nice going. Calm down with the grinding. You had to do it to where it just looked right on the money. And when you got one that was right on the money, perfect point, it was like a small celebration. You couldn't wait to get back, do your thing, and all that stuff. Now, the erasers. We had the big, either the pink eraser, the one that's attached to the pencil is that one. Okay, whatever. I'm talking about the separate eraser, the one that you would rub something off and erase your mistake and make a hole in your paper and make a mess out of the whole thing. If you didn't go light with it, you're going to not ruin your paperwork. It was like, I can't even believe what a project that was. You had to go easy. If you had the eraser that was round and it had the little sweeper brush on the other side, this is like a whole nother level. We're erasing and we're sweeping, and we're erasing and we're sweeping. Come on. I personally like the ones. Get ready. You had the one at the end of the pencil, but then you had the one that went over that one, and it came in different colors, and you push it on. In our elementary school, we had something called a school store. And you got to go there like before class and stand in line, and you get, if you needed pencils, if you needed some erasers, if you needed some paper, you'd go and get it there. It was kind of wild. You had your little desk that opened up. You had your little cigar box with stuff in it and all your stuff, your little protractor, your little ruler, all your erasers and pencils. Good times, man. So all of that stuff is wild. And you think about all of the different kinds of pencils and all of the sharpening of the pencil. You had the handheld one, and the shavings would come up and curl, and sometimes you just wanted to watch the shavings come up and curl. And if you had colored pencils, the shavings were different colors. Yay! Unbelievable. Good girl, Bodie. Good girl, Bodie. She's the best girl in the world. Hell! We're going to take a little turn right now, and we're going to go into an area of when I was a kid, And we would do things outside, not fishing and things like that, but skimming rocks across the lake was a cool thing to do. Not only do you have to search and find the perfect rock, one that was flat, and you could skip that thing, and if you were good, that thing would skip, and you'd count them. 1, 2, 3, and then you'd wait. Oh, another one! And you'd watch this thing skip through the lake. Too much fun. And it took practice. Sometimes you would just throw it and it would just sink on the first one. Not good. And sometimes you would throw it where it didn't even hit the water because you threw it too high and then it would land further down the lake. Not good. You had to get it to where it would skip. And if you could get like 5, 6 skips with the rock, nobody's touching you, man. You were just crushing it. You know? And this was all good times, man. I'm going to look at something real quick here, because on Dean Bodie Show, we don't want to shortchange anybody with Dean Bodie Show, but these are some fun things, man. And we did the Another One Bites the Dust. Oh, yeah. So, oh, man, I got to talk about this. Here we go. All right, here we go. We're talking about rubber bands and paper clips and playing cards. First of all, with the playing cards, there was a couple things you could use for them. If you had spoke wheels on your bicycle, you put the playing cards on the bike, clip them on there, and when you ride, it would make that noise. It sounded like you had a motor on your bike. You didn't, but it sounded like it, and it was pretty cool doing that. You put one on the back, you put one on the front, and we heard you coming, and they heard me coming. And it was kind of fun for a little while. And you had your, I don't know, some people had the little bell on there, a little on the nerdy side. But the cards flickering on the spoke wheels was cool. That's the lower version for when you got your driver's license back in the day. Excuse me, but you take the air cleaner under your hood, okay? I remember this kid over by the drive-in movie theater. His dad owned the hotel by the drive-in, Margate, Florida. And he had this black Monte Carlo, and it would sound, I'm like, what do you got in that thing? Why does it sound so cool? And he didn't tell me at first. It was kind of a mystery before I knew about this. He took his air cleaner, and he turned it upside down. Oh, nice little tricky, Ricky. And it would make the noise different when you hit the gas and make that 4-barrel, or in my case, big 2-barrel, kick in. And it would sound way cooler. Didn't protect the air cleaner like it was designed to, but listen, you just want the sound cool, just like you want that gear, you want that chirp when you chirp it out of low into drive. Okay, so that was pretty cool. So that being said, back in the day when we were doing the cards, that was like the cards on the spokes of the wheels. You made the cooler sound. Your bike sounded a little tougher and cooler, you know, until it didn't. Some people like to throw a tennis ball between the spokes and had the tennis ball going around. No. And the fringies coming from the handlebar. No. Okay, the cards with the cool sound, that's where you're at, okay? So we would use paper clips and rubber bands and playing cards. Break the paper clip in half so you have a little thing there, and you would put the rubber band like this and shoot each other with it. And it would hurt. And you'd have welts on your legs or whatever. And it's amazing somebody didn't lose an eye, because this was dangerous. We would go around the neighborhood too and see like lizards that were on like palm trees, and on the side of the tree there's the lizard, and you see that neck thing coming out, and you'd get that thing like you were some kind of bow and arrow in the Amazon jungle, and boom, hit that lizard right off the tree. Not a very nice thing to do to the lizard. What did he ever do to you? But when you're a kid, you don't think about things like that. You're just going on your little hunting thing, whatever. The cards, the playing cards, would do it too. And we would fold those long ways, make it thick, and then fold it the other way, bend that around the rubber band, and we would hunt each other around the house. blast each other with those things. And I'm telling you, when one of those things whacks you in the side, you're going down. You're going down, man. And that was kind of like a wild, fun thing to do, hunting one another with those things. Crazy times, rubber band games, playing cards, hunting down lizards, and us, we would do it to each other, one another as well. And thinking about the AV guy and the erasers and the different kinds of pencils. Man, that was fun. Sharpening your pencils with the different shavings, dumping the thing out in the school trash. Man, if it's taking you down memory lane there, awesome. DeanBodie.com is the website. Man, I had fun talking about all that stuff today. DeanBodie.com is the website. And we have the links on there. One to take you to the podcast, one to take you to the YouTube channel. Having so much fun doing this. Dean Bodie Podcast. Apple, Spotify, wherever you get podcasts. Dean Bodie Show. DeanBodi space show is the YouTube channel. And 800-878-9698 Bodie hotline. And you want to send an email, you want to do a back and forth. If you're going through that anxiety, depersonalization, derealization, branches of, you want some feedback. You want to hear from somebody who's been dealing with this for over 25 years at a high level. And going through some things, and I still go through it to this day, but I'm figuring things out. Research keeps going when you have personal experience, and it's good. Just you're going to be fine, and know that we can do it back and forth anytime at dean@deanbodie.com. Okay? And working on some things over here, man. Working on some stuff. We're growing every day. Thank you so much for your help. We had a lot of downloads last week as my hosting site sends me the stats. It's very exciting because the numbers are going up. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave a review on the podcast, 5-star rating. You can do it. Come on, you can do it. Subscribe. Click the bell so you don't miss any of these shows. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. Have an awesome day today. I will see you tomorrow. I will talk to you tomorrow. You will see me tomorrow, and you will be listening to me tomorrow. Have an awesome day. Take care. Bye now.